Hello, in this video I am going to try to speed run all of the APA that you need for the Unit 3 Summary Response Essay in English 101. We're going to cover the title page, the references page, and how to do citations for reading 2. We are also going to cover both Google Drive and Microsoft Word. So I'm going to try and get it done in around 10 minutes. And you can skip through the video to the part that you need. We'll start with the title page. So you need to insert the page number in the top right corner. So in order to do that in Google Drive, you go up here to Insert, go to Page Numbers, choose the option with the page number in the top right corner, and it should insert the page number for you. You don't need anything else in the header. In older APA editions, you used to be required to include other information. We no longer do that. So the only thing you need is the page number. The next thing you need to do is make sure that you are centered and double spaced. And then you're going to hit the Enter key about 6 times in order to get a little bit farther down on the page. And you're going to insert all of your title page information. It's important to remember that the title of your essay should be unique. It should not just be called the same title as the article you're writing about or Unit 3 Summary Response Essay. You should come up with a creative, unique title that reflects what you're writing about. The rest of the information should be in the right order, should be capitalized appropriately and punctuated appropriately. So follow this template. At the beginning of the second page of your essay, you should include the title of your essay again. And then on your next line, you're going to do left align, and you're always going to indent the first line of every paragraph. So this is where you'll type your paper. For this paper, you are going to have headings. So you are going to start with your introduction, and this is where you'll type blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to have a section called summary. So you're going to center and you're going to type summary in the header. I mean, not in the header, but as a heading. And then you're going to go back to left align, and you're going to do, this is the summary paragraph. I'm not actually typing anything useful here. And then you are going to have a section of your report called the response. This is going to be the body, the 3 main paragraphs, at least 3, might be 4. New paragraph, blah, 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 blah. You're actually going to have para 2, blah, 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 and then paragraph 3, blah, blah, blah. So you need to have at least 3 paragraphs in your response section, and then you're going to have a conclusion. The conclusion also needs to have a header, conclusion. So left to justify, indent, your conclusion. There you go. Okay, now this is super short. Your paper needs to be a minimum 3 full written pages. Remember that for APA formatting, you need to have 1-inch margins, Times New Roman 12-point font, or Arial Calibri Georgia 11-point font. Those are the only appropriate fonts. Double spaced. No blank lines between paragraphs. Okay, so keep these things in mind when you're writing. The next thing that we're going to cover in this quick tutorial is your references page, which is always going to start at the top of the last page of your report. So you're going to center the word references, and then you're going to do your full APA reference format. Now, I want you to remember that you do have the APA guide available to you. This is linked in your course, in your announcements, on the schedule, and in several other places. I can also put a link to this in the video description in YouTube. All of the information about what information you need, you can see an example of what it looks like, and you have a set of instructions explaining to you how to format it. There's also information here about different kinds of sources. I will tell you that the Pandemic's Remote Learning Legacy, which is this one, is going to be this example. So let me edit Struggle for Smarts and Pandemic for both of those articles. So this is the format that you would use here. There's information about what to do if you're missing an author or what have you, because you are going to need to come up with the APA reference for your reading 3. Every student has a different reading 3, so I can't walk you through how to do that reference. You're going to have to use this APA guide to figure it out on your own. But for now, I can give you the APA reference for this article, which is reading 2. Everyone is summarizing and responding to this same article, so everyone will have this reference on their references page. You start with the author's last name, comma, space, first initial, S for Sarah Matusek. The next entry is the date. The date on this, if we look at the ProQuest article, everything you need is up here at the top. You've got the author, the source, publication, the date when it was published, the author title. So we have the date is always in the order of year first, comma, month, and then day. It's never abbreviated, and you always put a period after the date. Then we're going to have the title. So to save time, I'm going to copy the title, but I don't want to just paste it in because then the formatting is going to be all wonky. So I'm going to use paste without formatting. Now the title is right, but I have to fix the capitalization because we are using sentence case where you only capitalize the first word and the first word of any subtitle or proper nouns or adjectives. So this is the proper capitalization for this title. We end with a period. The next part of our APA entry is the source. So that's going to be Christian Science Monitor. Now, because this is an online article that you found online that wasn't printed in a publication, there's a couple of things that you need to add. First, you need to make sure that you are italicizing the title. And because we don't have a volume and issue or page number, we have to include a URL. So you cannot use ProQuest, SIRS, or EBSCOhost as a URL because it's a database and not everyone has access to the database. So we are going to have to look this up online, and you're just going to open up a new tab, do a Google search, find the article from the Christian Science Monitor. And then this is the article. So we're just going to copy this URL and we're going to put this in right here on our references page. We need to make sure that it's in a hanging indent. So we will highlight the whole section. We're going to go to Format, Align and Indent, Indentation Options, and we're going to choose Hanging and make sure that this is 0.5. So that's what it should look like on your page. If you are working in Microsoft Word, we're going to, the only thing that's different, everything else is the same, but I do want to show you the page number is a little bit different. You would do Insert Page Number, top of page, and choose the third option down. So we've got our page numbers, and then we do everything else exactly the same, but on the references page, when we paste in the information, we need to make sure that it's double spaced, and we need to do the hanging indent. So in Word, to get the hanging indent on your page, you go to this paragraph menu and you open up the paragraph settings. And then it's right here under indentation. So you can choose hanging, 0.5, OK, and now we have the same thing in Microsoft Word. Everything else is the same, just the page number and the hanging indent menus are in different places. So back to our Google Doc. I do want to remind you that you must have two references. So you're using one for reading 2 above and reading 3, which you're going to have to figure out on your own. Okay, and so that's the reading that you found in EBSCOhost or whatever database you were using, and you have to come up with that reference entry on your own. Make sure that they are in alphabetical order. So if your additional source starts with Burns, K, 2020, whatever. Oh, that was sad. I didn't mean to do that. Then it's going to go before Matusek on your references page, right? But if the last name of your second source is, Wilson, then it's going to go after Matusek. So you just want to make sure that it's in alphabetical order. I'm at the 10-minute mark, but I still want to talk a little bit about citations, so I'm going to keep going. You can skip ahead or back if you need to. We want to make sure that you're using citations correctly within your document. So when you are using the Pandemic's Remote Learning Legacy, these are what the citations should look like. Okay, so I have on the screen paraphrasing citations, which is when you're using your own words. Your citation should include the last name and the year, and you do not include the page or the paragraph number. So this is what it would look like. According to the author, blah, 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 whatever, and then Matusek, comma, space, 2021, close parentheses, and the period goes afterwards. So this is a standard example of a paraphrasing citation. You can also use what's called a narrative citation, where you put the author's name in your sentence. According to Matusek, blah, blah, blah. And then the 2021 goes in parentheses. If you are using direct quotes, exact words from the article, then the citation includes the last name, the year, and page or paragraph number. For this article, it will be paragraph number. No one should have page number for Matusek. You might have page numbers for your reading 3 that you found, but not for the main article. Remember to use quotation marks around the quote. So here is an example of a standard citation for a direct quote. According to the article, blah, blah, blah. You can see that the quotation marks are around the quote, and then all of the information for the citation is embedded in the parentheses. Matusek, comma, 2021, comma, para, P-A-R-A, period, 3. And then you close your parentheses and you put your period at the end, because the citation is part of your sentence. You can also use a narrative citation, which is very similar to the one that we did up here. The only difference is that we add the paragraph number at the end. So we still have the name of the author in the sentence, 2021 in parentheses, just following the name, and then at the end of the sentence we add in the paragraph number after the quote. But remember, the quote is still in quotation marks. So these are the two types of citations that you should have throughout your report. Make sure that when you're citing Matusek's article, your citations are clear that that's the article you're getting your information from. And when you're citing your second source, reading 3, then the citations need to be clear that that's the source you're referring to. Hopefully this is clear. You can always email me if you have questions. You can always refer to the APA guide. It covers APA formatting and citations. There's also some other citation references. The Citations Illustrated Guide is another resource. And of course, you can always use the Writing Center or make an appointment with me if you have specific questions. Good luck with your APA in Unit 3.